All right.
I got my.
We rolling?
I got
Yeah.
Fox.
What socks are you wearing?
Fox socks.
Fox socks.
You have to be very careful.
But I was gonna say that, but then I was like, maybe
I'm not gonna do the. Hey, say that 5 times fast, Meredith.
Yeah.
Fox socks.
There we go.
They're foxy. So.
Sorry, I just
What?
made that noise into the microphone, but
you
I couldn't
did,
help
like,
it.
I
I couldn't
went-
help it. It just came out real, unscripted.
Like that's what now I'm doing Wayne's World. Like I'm feeling. See now I've got all these.
You do have movie.
I
That's
do
what's in your
like
brain.
well, but I speak in movies. Really, it's so bad. I think if
You and Peter Monroe.
I know,
because
but
he does that too.
my kids do it too. Like it's bad. Like Carrie still every once in a while she'll be like, I know that one. I know that one. But usually she's
Just
like,
every once in a while.
I have nothing. Like but I joke that if I couldn't speak in movie quotes,
How would you speak?
I'd probably lose 75% of my
yeah.
my conversation
Yeah.
capacity. Like it literally is at least half of what I do.
I was gonna say that bad, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's
But
yeah. And I don't know why it sticks in my brain. Like I can remember dialogue for whatever, I don't know.
Did you do well in school, like memorizing multiplication tables and memorizing, if you had to learn part of the, the Declaration of Independence or whatever,
Yes.
So-
And so it made
Romeo and Juliet or
it's part of why I liked school, because I could do it really well, like it with minimal effort. Like it's just one of those, like I just have that.
Do you have a photographic memory? You see it in your, because I don't have a photographic memory, but I am a visual learner, so I see things like where it was written on the paper in my brain.
I have that,
photographic.
like, but I'm actually, I think I'm more of an auditory learner,
Oh, okay.
which is very odd
It is,
and
but
unusual. Yeah. So, but it's like, but I also have those, like I can visualize. And so when I hear something or think of something, I'm instantly can think of everything that was going on around it and some of those details, and it makes it great when I tell stories.
Sure.
Because I can remember that stuff, and
Well,
like
probably
even
describe it more vividly because of the way you remember it.
because it's just how my brain works. Yeah.
Did you know there's people though that don't think that they don't picture things in their mind? Kate Horton is that way.
Really?
He has a hard time picturing things.
I don't even know how that would work.
In his mind. There's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a name for it. But yeah.
I don't even know how
I
that
don't
would
either.
work.
I don't know how to
Like, do
explain it exactly, but
because I have like these vivid mental images, like I mean, it's just I think in pictures.
Yeah.
And so
same.
yeah,
So,
weird.
I don't know. Well, I feel like we need to just talk about the elephant in the room.
The foxy socks.
No,
not that's not the elephant.
There's another one.
Okay,
There's another one.
yeah, that's true. That's fair.
And
We
that-
probably need to.
We need to,
Yeah.
and that is the fact that I am wearing one of the shirts from our merch store because our merch is here.
It is.
That's the
We
elephant in
need
the room. I'm wearing it before anybody else
merch.
got it.
That is really
It's here.
that is the true elephant, is the merch.
It is that I'm wearing it before
I like
anybody
saying that
else.
word too. Merch.
Merch. It's a
Yeah, it is a fun word. Like, and so
It is.
because it's in, right? Like it was delivered this week.
Yes. So I'm still waiting on the embroidery ones. So the ones that had to be embroidered, they take longer.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, but
That's
they
true.
should be. They're shipped this week. I don't know if we'll get them this week. I'm still. We don't have them yet.
I said because I don't have merch.
but they're being shipped.
although-
you do.
Well,
Get the summer series shirt.
I did, and I wore it this week earlier, so it's
You did,
dirty, so I
that's
have
true.
to wash it. That's why I thought about it this morning when I was like, oh, we're gonna film lunch break this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I should wear that. But it's dirty, and Carrie's not here, and my laundry room is completely dismantled.
Right. There's a lot of reasons why I didn't.
Yeah,
It's okay.
so
it's fine. But the embroidery stuff, if it's not here by Sunday, it has been shipped this week, so it'll be here.
cool.
But it just takes longer.
It's
That's
so
nicer,
good
so-
too. Like
I know.
I know you had put a couple of some of the staff, like you put some stuff on their desks or whatever, and so I was walking through the office yesterday, and I'm like, oh wow, I saw.
This is King one.
Yes,
It's really cool.
I saw that online, but it's way cooler in person. Oh, that's really cool. The one you're wearing, like super neat. Like it's just, yeah.
We'll open it back up in the.
The student ministry one is
I got a couple of
nice. I say you wore that one
those.
yesterday. I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I was-
Food Pantry got theirs too. They have new the
Nice.
volunteers too,
Very
which it was
nice.
on the merch store as well, but the
Yeah.
volunteers got them.
So is the merch store closed? Like
It is. It's closed for now.
closed down?
It'll open back up this fall.
See, when this will be a good life lesson, right? When Meredith says the merch store is open, then buy the merch.
That's right.
Like, because it does actually close. It's not like
does.
the,
It does.
it's technically closed, but you know what? I'll open it for you. Like
I
we
know.
don't do that.
We
Like we can't. Yeah.
Because, and the way we keep the cost down for this, since we changed who does our merch,
Because it's like
because it's done in
bits of-
bulk,
Nah,
right?
that doesn't make sense.
So she was able to print multiple of these, and it costs less to do that.
Sure.
So we have to close the store. But we'll open it back up and have some different new, some of the same. And
it's so exciting. Like, it's just so cool. Like, I know you do. Like, it's just, but it's fun. Like, you know, lots of places are doing that now too, where it's like this little windows, these little pop-ups, and then you're like, oh, I can't get that one anymore. Right. You know, so yeah, it's super cool.
I know. So stay tuned for the next one, and let me know if there's some other things that you wanted there. Like we've had hats in a merch store before, and they weren't really popular, but they might be now. I don't know. People may have changed their minds, or we have new people or different people. So
I like stickers. My kids like stickers.
Yeah.
You know, like cool stickers. Yeah. Like when we were traveling, like that was one of the things. Like, you know, it was really popular, all this, the cheesy souvenir shops of all these different cool looking stickers. You know, they're like kind of like a 70s vibe stuff. And, you know, my kids just ate that up.
I have them on my computer.
Yeah.
It says something like, please be patient with me because I'm from the 1900s. I have one of those on my computer. But also,
I hate everything you just said right there.
I know.
Like, I hate all of that. Like,
I know.
It's terrible.
It is terrible.
It just sounds so bad because it's technically accurate. I know.
It's true.
But
yeah, I know. But when I was on vacation, a few weeks ago, we were in St. Augustine, and there's a Capybara Cafe that I took my niece to because she loves easels, and I got a Capybara Cafe sticker because, you know, they have stickers there too, all kind of stickers.
What is it with capybaras? Like, that's a big thing.
They are fantastic. They're huge. They're like they're
rodents.
They are rodents.
They're just big rats
because they're water animals. They're not soft. Okay. They've got that wiry type. It's not fur. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. So it's because they're rodents. They're like giant rats.
They are.
Like,
they're so sweet and fun. I fed it with lettuce and its teeth and it was oh my gosh, they're so cute. But anyway,
I just realized I have to buy a rat for the snake at our house.
Oh yeah, okay. But do I need to put that on your calendar?
Probably, yeah. Because Carrie and the kids are all out of town, and so I have not fed Beans. That's bad.
Beans needs to be fed.
Yeah, Beans. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that on your calendar.
Okay, thank you.
Speaking of the calendar, we do have a lot of stuff coming up.
We do.
In addition to the merch store being open this Sunday, or being delivered, a lot of the stuff being delivered, it's Father's Day.
It is Father's Day this Sunday.
It is Father's Day. I know.
Are you getting Christian anything? Is he getting anything for Father's Day?
Yes.
The kid's going to do something for him?
So
you don't have to tell us. It might be, if it's got to be a secret, you don't have to tell.
No, it's not a secret. He knows. Okay. No, he knows exactly what it is. There is... I'll try to make this short. When Jackson was young, we had a birthday party for him at an event space. It was called the Tumble Bus. It doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Anyway, and they provided the cake, and it was a store, a bakery called Confection Perfection in Marietta that made these cakes.
Okay,
and it was probably one of the best cakes we've ever had.
Ooh,
and he
likes cake.
This was Jackson's 3rd birthday.
Christian loves cake.
He does love cake.
I know he does. Like, he's an amazing cake maker.
He is. He loves make. He is. He's great at making sweets. He's a great baker. Yeah. So for him to say this cake is delicious, it's a big deal. So most Father's Day, I go to Confection Perfection. Well, I'll order him a small cake because it's mainly for him.
Yeah.
And he gets to have this cake that he loves.
Is it chocolate? I'm assuming?
Just the yellow cake with buttercream frosting. It's There's the classic, but it's delicious. So that's what he gets because it's expensive because it's a nice bakery.
Where it's like the high end, like fancy bakery.
Mainly they make like wedding cakes and stuff like that, right? So this is his Father's Day.
Good choice. That's awesome.
And then he gets what he wants, and I don't have to guess.
Isn't it great when you get to that point where, like, because Carrie and I did it even for Christmas, where it's like, yeah, I'm buying that as my Christmas present from you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like you know, who wants surprises? Like, I want to go buy what I want now.
Correct.
That's awesome.
And then the kids will do something, whatever they'll go.
That's cool.
Something because they're at that age when. Remember, we talked about this at Mother's Day. He's not my father.
That's right.
You need to go get.
That's right.
You need to go buy.
None of my kids are doing anything this year because they don't fly back in until like the night before Father's Day.
Doing in Phoenix, get ready for you.
They're in Sedona. They're swimming. They're on vacation.
They went to a museum this week.
Oh, yeah. They went to this musical instrument museum thing and played like, Ryan, you need to go to Phoenix and you need to go to this museum. It is gigantic. It's called the Museum or Musical Instrument Museum. It's a Smithsonian branded museum. And Carrie said it's like 3 stories tall. It's gigantic.
Oh, he's already Googling it.
Every instrument from around the world. The very first Steinway piano ever built. Like, I mean,
oh, wow.
And you get to play a bunch of the instruments, like a zither and like some of these other things. Like
he's Googling it. He's putting it on his list. I can see it.
So
it's happening.
Vacation, go to Phoenix. It's unbelievable. I've never been there. I just saw pictures. It's incredible. So
so they're doing.
Yeah, so they're doing jack squat for me for Father's Day. That's fine.
But we're working on something for the men in our church too. So
that'd be good.
That's
Sunday.
I won't tell you about that.
We got VBS on that Monday.
VBS, we're kicking off VBS. So the stage is going to look different. I'm so excited already.
Lego everything Sunday.
Yes,
that's gonna be weird.
It'll be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
It will.
I will give a warning. Larry told me to warn people. We did have to like hang Lego things.
Yes.
So
because it's for the kids, we have to remember it's for the kids that are coming. A lot of them that don't go to church. There may be
some cheap seats in the auditorium, like when you go to a concert and you're like, oh, there's a post in my way. It's gonna be like a hanging Lego thing,
right?
So just watch for that when you come into the room on Sunday. Just watch out.
Maybe move to a different seat.
That's right. It's gonna be great though. VBS is gonna be so amazing.
It is. They have been working so hard this week. And, oh my word!
Oh, everything Geraldine touches is gold.
It is.
Like, it's amazing.
It is. That is not an exaggeration in any way, 100%. Shape, or form. Like
Kid Venture Camp, according to my kid, was just.
Oh yeah, I went up there for the day.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, that's everything. Like
wow.
I mean, so think about that. Like student ministry went to Overflow, and it was wow.
Oh yeah.
The kids went to Kid Venture. It was wow.
Yeah.
Then VBS. It's gonna be wow. Like I mean, it's a summer of wow.
It really is.
That should have been our theme. Summer of wow.
It is.
Like I
like it because it's a lot of newer stuff.
It is a lot of stuff happening
and good stuff. And then we also need to talk about in July because that's coming. That's going to be here any second, right? We have one service Sunday on the 5th.
On the 5th, right?
And then
it's going to be cool. Like it's going to be a different Sunday on the 5th. So one service, we're going to do some different stuff. So it's going to be awesome.
Okay. And then
that's a teaser.
Okay, good. And then we're going to be collecting school supplies because the back to school bash is at the end.
Yes.
So just kind of put that on your radar.
How many years? Does this be our 10th year?
Eighth year.
Okay. 8th year.
Close to 10. So 8th year. I know.
Crazy.
I know.
It all runs together in my brain.
So, excuse me. A little more serious now because we do the funny. It's funny. Jamie Christie is like, I love watching y'all. It's great.
Yeah.
But I do want to address seriously the
real elephant in the room. Not the merch. It's the other.
It's not really an elephant, but just
not anymore.
But the fact that this big thing is happening, this event is happening, and you did say we would talk about it on lunch break.
100%.
And so hopefully everybody has stayed tuned long enough to hear this part. Get past.
They've already they're
I know
they're in the announcement mode. I'm done.
Right. But people are so excited for you guys.
Yeah.
And for your obedience to the Lord and for what you're stepping into and how it's just exciting.
It is.
It's just exciting.
It is.
But I would love if you could talk a little more about how you got to this point because we're excited for you.
Sure.
And we want to hear soon about what it is exactly that you are moving towards. But I feel like we need to go backwards a little bit. We need to kind of start at the beginning.
Sure.
And find out from you guys or from you how did we get to
that point? That's a great question. And I'll try to do it a little bit briefer than I've done at other moments because it's actually a long story, which it's how the Lord works, right? Like God almost never, in my experience anyway, and maybe he's done it for others differently, but for me, almost never has God just sprung something on me, like truly out of left field. It's this all of a sudden, oh, wow, I never even thought about doing that. Now I have to do that. Usually when I look backwards, I see how over the span of months and years, God has moved things around. I often tell people it's a lot like a chessboard where, when you play chess, my son Caleb plays chess and he's really good at it. I don't play him anymore because he beats me. It's bad when you lose to an 11-year-old, but you have to think multiple moves ahead if you want to be really good. And so that's often what I see. And so as I've been thinking and processing, a lot of this next season that I'm stepping into, it started almost 6 years ago.
Sure, because it's a large transition.
Yeah,
so
it's huge. Like it's 29 years I've been working in a church, and this is now different. It's so
of course it started.
Radical career change. But I really see specifically 6 years ago, right after Elizabeth was born, and it was COVID. Elizabeth was born during COVID. She was our surprise child we weren't expecting, had all kinds of medical complications. And I won't go into all that because I'll, I still tear up sometimes thinking about it. Just to, carry,
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. There was a lot. And then on top of that, to find out, Elizabeth has this birth defect that we had to address, and surgeries, and all the things, right? So anyway, in the middle of all that, Carrie's like, you need something. Like, that's just for you, that's fun, that you can, you just need something.
Yeah.
And so at that point, she's like, you need to go back and finish up your master's degree. You started it and then had to quit because of, Hannah and when she was born and some of the struggles. I mean, it was just whatever. You need to go back and finish. And I was like, we don't have any money. I can't do that.
We just had our fourth kid.
We just had a fourth kid. Like, if we're back to minivan. Like, we're just not doing that. And so I found this school that offered full scholarships, and they gave 2 per year. And I said, okay, well, I'll apply. If I get that scholarship, then fine. I got one of the scholarships, so I was able to do it for free.
Okay, Lord, that's
all right, God. That was super cool, and it was fun. But in that, I was the resident old guy in the program, and so I got to really just kind of pour into these young church leaders in a different way than I got to do here at Northwest. And I do it here on a, but it was different. It was very structured, specific, academic.
Different
just as a member of the class.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And so that was kind of really cool. And I was like, oh, that's really fun. Maybe someday this could be like my retirement plan, when I'm in my 60s and I can't do the job anymore. And so I went through all of that and just, decided as soon as I finished up, I was like, I want to keep going, because if I don't do the doctorate now, I'll never do it. So I started doing that. So as all of that is transpiring, I finished up the master's, starting the doctorate program. I get a call from a friend, and he's like, hey, I need you to go to this meeting. It's over at Woodstock Christian Church for ICOM. That's the International Conference on Mission.
We went to that last year.
Yeah,
right?
last year. But this was 2 years prior. Okay. So they're like, it's coming to Atlanta. This is a planning meeting. I need you to go. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to that. I don't have time for that.
Right.
I was like, when's the meeting? He's like, it's in 2.5 hours. I'm definitely not going to that. Right. Like, legit, I don't have time.
My day is full.
It's just, there's just no way. And I said, I've got a lunch meeting, because it was over lunch. Well, my lunch meeting canceled. And I was like, oh, man, well, now I don't have a real excuse not to go. Fine. I'm going to be, so I called him back and I'm like, okay, I'm coming. He's like, thank you. And I said, but I'm going to be late. Okay, that's fine. And so anyway, so I get there, I get to Woodstock Christian Church. I had to navigate how to find where everything was going. I come into the meeting, it's already going, and I'm late. There's this table in the back. And I'm like, I'll just sit at the table in the back. And there's only one other guy sitting at the table. Never met this guy before. And so I'm, listening to the presentation. And then we finish up. And so I'm like, okay, well, who are you? Let me meet you, like, nice to meet you, whatever. Turns out
personable, be nice, be kind and nice.
Come on. Okay, here's a new guy. I'm going to meet this new guy. That's whatever. And so he turns out his name was Y. Huxford.
Which we've met him here.
We've met him here. He actually filled in, preached here at Northwest.
He did.
Great guy. And so found out he was the dean of the College of Biblical Studies and Ministry at Point University. I was like, oh, okay. So we start talking about that. He'd been there at the school for 50 years.
Wow.
Well, at this point, it was 47 years. He was,
wow.
He wanted to make 50.
So one job. He's been at that. Well, not one job, but like one school.
One school. So he started out as just an adjunct professor, teaching a little bit on the side. He was also preaching at a church.
Sure.
And then he went full-time at the university, part-time at the church.
Just connected with
and slowly for 50 years he was part of that university.
Or 47.
He graduated from school there. And so it's just like kind of this legacy of stuff. And so I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's neat. And I told him, I just finished up master's, starting a doctorate at Gordon Conwell, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, if you ever feel like maybe teaching a little bit for us, would you be interested? I'd be, oh man, I'd love that. I had so much fun. So when I was at Emmanuel here, we kind of told that story, and I was like, that's cool. And that was it. And then, I was like, oh, I'm going on sabbatical. I need some fill-in preachers. Maybe that Y guy,
I remember.
Okay, yeah, maybe he's available, because he's okay. So I called him, and in the midst of that, he's like, "Hey, would you be up for teaching a class?" Oh yeah, I'd love that. That'd be great. That'd be super fun. And so then that turned into okay, I need to teach another one. Okay, that's cool. Well, let's go have lunch because I need to learn more about this. And
this guy did okay. We'll ask him to stick around for us.
And so and it just kind of turned into some of this stuff. And so then ICOM finally gets here 2 years later, and we're at ICOM, and Y's like, hey, so we're in there, and I'm just walking around talking to people.
This was last year.
This was just last year, November of last year. And he's like, hey,
a while ago.
I'm finally going to retire. Oh, that's really cool. That's exciting. Great. Congratulations. And he's like, I really would like for you to consider taking over for me. And I laughed at him. I'm like, oh, that's really funny. Oh, wow. I'm so flattered. But I'm not your guy. I don't have the credentials. I'm working on a doctorate. At that point, I'd only been 2 years into the program. So I still had a whole nother year and then my dissertation. There's just no way.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, just think about it. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, then the next day I'm at ICOM and I'm at the little coffee booth and he came over and he's like, hey, remember that conversation we had? Like, are you thinking about it? And I was like, no. He's like, okay. And then he did would you pray about it? And he's like, can I talk to the president of the university? And it's not a problem that you don't have an earned doctorate yet. Pray about it. I'm like, man, why you got to do that?
Right.
Like, why you got to do that? Like, because when you ask somebody when you ask a preacher to pray,
right.
It's like, so whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know. I'll have to think about praying about it. Because it was really honestly, I was like, I'll think about it. And then I went home after ICOM and I told Carrie what happened and she's like, no. I don't need to even think about praying about it because no, I'm just not even going to pray about it.
Right.
And then a couple of weeks later, that was in November, middle of December, I got a phone call and a text message from some other people. They're like, hey, are you praying about it? I'm like, no, not yet. Okay, fine. I'll pray. And Carrie, you want to pray about it? No, not interested.
Yeah.
She didn't want to pray about it. And then January rolls around and another phone call. And then, then I started praying and Carrie's finally, towards the end of January, she's started to be willing to pray, but her prayers were always, Lord, I know this isn't right, so please make sure that Jay knows.
Please close all the doors.
Close all the doors so that Jay knows that this isn't it. And so then and then another phone call, and then I had a conversation, and then and it was
You're still teaching there, right?
Yeah, I was still teaching. So I was still doing a class, and then
connecting with people.
And then it was that hey, you need to come down because we've got this meeting, and then it's hey, what about this? Hey, talk to some of these people, and so all of these things, they just kind of start falling into place, and I'm having conversations, and God just started doing all these different things in my heart and Carrie's heart at the university. It's just, there's just so many things, so much stuff
little stuff here,
little stuff. And that's how it always is, right?
Right.
Isn't that how it always it is? At least it has been for me, where it's those little conversations,
little moments.
It's a text message. It's there was one point where I was like, yeah, no, it's definitely a no. No, no. And then that afternoon I got a text message from a friend.
Right.
And it's like, okay, all right. Okay. What are you doing here, Lord? And it's that kind of stuff where it got to a point where I could no longer deny that it was the Lord moving, because he'd been doing it for so long and I didn't see any of it.
Sure.
Because you don't ever see it, right? You don't see it in the moment, or very, very rarely do you see it right then in the moment. It's when you look back and you go, that's why I met that guy. So that's why I went to that meeting I didn't want to go to. That's why I sat at that table. All the other tables were full. And here's this, pretty well-known high-profile guy sitting completely all by himself. How often does that happen?
Right.
Never, right? And there was actually a friend of mine, Nathan, who's on staff at Point, was also there, was at a different table that was full of other church leaders in the area.
Right.
So then why just happen to be completely by himself,
right.
which was weird because Nathan and why they drove together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so why didn't they sit together? I don't know. Like, I mean, it's those kinds of circumstantial, like, coincidences that you see in hindsight and go, okay, Lord, wow. I thank you. Thank you for putting those pieces together. I wish I had known you were putting those pieces together a year ago. It would have made this whole process a whole lot easier.
Right.
But that's not how he works.
Right. And maybe it wouldn't have.
Right.
Made it any easier.
Well, and for us, it wouldn't have been any easier. Like, I mean, it was still like even, I mean, at one point, I was talking to Carrie and, she was like, I don't even think if like an angel came down and said, do this, I would do it.
Right.
Like, she's like, I mean, of course I would.
Right. But
like, because it was just, I mean, 13 years.
Yeah.
Like, and so it took, because you're like, it is those things where you look back at some of these stories in scripture and you're like, okay, God said, Abraham, move. Well,
yeah.
Was it just all of a sudden? Probably not.
Right.
He probably worked on Abraham over time. The story doesn't tell us. It doesn't give us any of those details. We just know God said go and Abraham said yes. But how long did it take?
Right.
How many of those things?
Just that moment.
And at what point did Abraham look back and go, oh, that's why. Mm-hmm. Okay, God, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so it's just
rarely do we see things in the moment. That's why the whole cliche or the thing of hindsight is 20/20. Is because looking back, so much easier to see. But in the moment,
right,
we're just living our lives, trying to be obedient, but not always knowing what's being put in place.
Yeah. Well, and that's what God promises. Is He would give us, light for our path. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean we see the whole path.
Sure.
It's this idea of, okay, I have a lantern in front of me. That's baked into the language. There's this lantern that I'm holding, and I can literally see the very next step. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Right.
But it's enough.
And so what's the very next step for you guys then? What did it become? What did it become clear that the next step was?
When it became crystal clear, it was honestly was it Wednesday or Thursday before we went on the cruise? Because it got to this point at the end of April where I went down and had a face-to-face meeting with some of the leadership. Because up to this, it had been, hey, think about it. I don't know. Pray about it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm having like those little, and so that was like an official, like, okay, I'm going to sit down and find out what is really going on here, what they're really wanting. And there was some tension and conflict. And conflict is the wrong word for it. There were two paths, because there's always two paths, right? There was the, okay, we could go down the hyper practical route of ministry training, and that would be me. Mm-hmm. The non-traditional, doesn't have the doctorate yet, but 28, almost 29 years of in the trenches ministry experience.
Right.
We can go that route, or we can go the more traditional academic route. There was a candidate who had a more traditional story, had been in higher education for almost 20 years, had the, earned PhD from a European university. So great leader, just more of an academic background. Mm-hmm. Right. And so which road are we going to go? And I honestly had no idea until I got the phone call. I didn't know what they were going to do.
Right.
I didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah. What did you pray for in that moment? Just God, whatever your will is.
Yes.
Just.
And literally that's what it was. It was this, okay, Lord, I can see both.
Right.
I can see, like, I don't know what you're saying to them. I don't know what you're saying to us. I know not going is easier in some respects, but then going is good in some way. Like, I don't,
sure.
God, I'm just, I truly just need you to make it clear,
to work it out.
And so then they called, and right beforehand I was talking to a friend, and he's like, so what do you think the call is? And I told him, I was like, honestly, I have zero idea. Mm-hmm. And he's like, come on, what's your gut? I'm like, dude, seriously, I have no idea.
Right.
Really and truly. It could 100% be, hey, thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
We're going this way.
Yeah.
Okay, praise the Lord. Can I still teach on the side?
Yeah.
Or it could be 100%, Jay, here's what we want from you.
Right.
okay. Like, and so it wasn't until that very moment. And then I was like, clouds parted.
Right. Okay. Doors opened and here we go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Carrie and I both had got to the place, whatever God did in that, we were excited.
Well, and that may be another reason why it took time, moment after moment after moment for you guys to get to that place.
Sure.
Because it's such a big transition. It is
huge.
It's such for you.
Oh, I'm scared to death.
Like it is. I mean, but it took that time for you guys to get to where, because you're human, because you're the pastor doesn't change the fact that you're human, and sometimes it takes time for you to get to that point, especially with something as big as this, to be like, all right, Lord, whatever.
Well, and also too, I think there's some of this too, like, and I was explaining this to some of our elders the other day, going back to my chess analogy. Mm-hmm. So if God I look back and I say, okay, almost 6 years ago, he began to move pieces.
Right.
And I didn't know.
Sure.
Had no idea. And even up until that very moment where, I opened up Microsoft Teams and these two people are there saying, hey, Jay, how are you? Like, I really literally didn't know what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. All of these pieces moving around in all these ways. What I know then is that because God is God and we are not, and he started moving those 6 years ago for me, that means he's probably started moving them 6 years ago for someone else.
Right.
Like, and that next lead pastor who's going to come in, he's going to have a very similar story when he tells his church of, okay, so about 6 years ago during COVID, and I didn't know it at the time, but now I see all these things that God was, because that's how God works.
Yeah, absolutely.
He wouldn't do all of that and start moving those things around 6 years ago, knowing where it was going to lead for me, without also doing that for Northwest.
Right.
And for that next lead pastor, because he probably wasn't thinking or isn't thinking, or, I mean, who knows what that story's going to be. Mm-hmm. But I just know that's how it works in ministry.
Yeah.
That's how it works in all life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that, God he's never taken by surprise, and he's always moving, and he's always orchestrating all that. And so I'm so excited for the church.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Northwest, because I know what God's done to get me to this point, to make this change. And so that next person, God's been doing all kinds of things for that person too.
Right.
And for our elders, and for the people of the church, and for, our buildings, and for, just all the things. God is orchestrating all of it. And that's just, how cool is it that we serve a God who does that stuff?
Absolutely.
And it's not random. It's not chaotic. It's not mean or arbitrary or vindictive.
Like you said, out of the blue.
None of that. It's just so cool. It's just exciting.
I think too that as somebody that has been here since you got here, we were here before, and we have been here with you guys for 13 years. We have seen you and your family be obedient over this whole 13 years to what, God's calling you to do. We've watched you walk in faith and with prayer in everything that you guys do. So we expect no less in this, that you would be obedient and prayerful and faithful, hitting the microphone, to what the Lord's asking you to do, because that's what we've seen you do.
That's what we do.
So how can we be anything but excited and supportive, because we've seen you guys walk in faith in the past. So of course you're going to do it this time as well. Just because it's a big transition for us too doesn't change the fact that you guys are being faithful in what God's calling you.
Well, that's when I told Chris Sobchak, and I'll call his name out, like he
shout out to Chris.
Chris, and he and I've similar, they were here, they started coming to Northwest 6 months before I came. And so they started coming oh, we like this church. Oh, the preacher's retiring. What in the world?
Right.
I don't know if I'm going to like this new.
Sure.
And so we, so I've known Chris that long, and we are friends.
Yes.
We're friends. And so that was one of the things he said that I thought was just so neat, because you hope that people see that, what you're talking about. You hope that people recognize that. You want to live that way. You try to live that way. Everybody does. And he said, I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but basically he said, how could you not practice what you preach?
1,000%.
This is what you preach at us all the time.
Right.
I would be upset if you didn't
correct
practice what you preached, because then is it really real? Like, and I'm like, of course I'm going to do like, but it was just kind of cool for him to see that and recognize that. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
Absolutely. I think people
for all of us, like as it should be for all of us. I mean, that's what we say, right? Yeah. That's what we're supposed to do. And so it was really, really neat to get that feedback from him too, of he saw that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just, that's what you hope for.
Yeah. And we appreciate that you can listen and be obedient, because that means, like you said, whatever's coming next for us is what God has put in place as well. And that's exciting.
That is going to be exciting. I can't wait. Honestly, like I'm really pumped for that moment where, however many months from now, the church goes, yep, that's our next guy.
Uh-huh.
And then he moves and I get to have that Sunday, where like we pass the baton, and I don't know how we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure all that stuff out. That's down the road. But like,
that's future Northwest.
I'm excited about that moment to be able to say, hey, here's the keys.
Right.
Right. Like,
yes, I trust
forward.
you.
Yeah.
To
like
continue,
and it's going to be so cool.
What you've been working.
Yeah, it's going to be so cool to have that moment, to be able, because not every church leader gets to do that. Not every church has those transitions.
Right.
You know, a lot of times it's that like, okay,
pretentious,
or it's sad, like really sad, or it's okay, well, they're gone.
Yeah.
And
that's something I have felt too, is that like. You guys, you're stepping down from your leadership of this church, but you guys are not leaving the people behind.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You're
1,000%.
You're not like, I'm done with this church. I'm
not moving to Minnesota. Like, I mean, where it's like, hey, I'll see you every 3 years when we drive through.
Relationships.
Right.
You're just stepping down from the leadership to be obedient, but you're not leaving the people behind, if that makes sense. I mean, you're moving, I know.
Sure.
But you know what I mean?
But honestly, in my conversations with Carrie, one of the things that has been a blessing for her in all this is, she's like, if we had to go to Minnesota or Africa or whatever, we would do it.
Of course.
Because if God said move, that's what you sign on for. I mean, that's what we would do. She's like, but how great is it that God is saying, hey, you're going to move.
Right.
But it's not that far.
Yes.
Because Carrie hates change. And like, she born and raised in the same house her entire life. She never thought she'd leave Phoenix, Arizona. She thought she was going to live like 2 doors down from her parents till she died. Like, I mean, it was like, literally, she's just that kind of person, hates all of it. And so this kind of change is really big for her.
Right.
But God is good in saying, hey, yeah, it's change, but I'm not going to make you move.
Right.
And leave it all behind.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, that's just God's goodness in that too, for her. Like, that's a total gift for her, and it's super cool.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us today. We're going to continue the conversation because I want to hear all about, and I know everybody else does too, what is it you're moving on to next in your, in your walk with the Lord, and what does that look like for you? And then of course we want to continue to talk about what that looks like for the church as well.
Yeah, what's that transition plan here? Right. And
I mean, we don't have time for all that today.
We don't. So that's already really long. I don't even know.
I don't know either, but it's okay. It was good for us to hear. I'm just saying we'll have to continue because it's gonna be multiple.
We may need to trim some of this, Ryan. Like, you can
it's all good. But we appreciate you sharing that.
Of course, always.
And so, where do we go from there?
I don't know.
We'll talk to you next week.
I guess we'll say,
Foxy. He's
See,
So if you come up to Jay on Sunday and say, "Hey, you're Foxy," we'll know that you watched this lunch break.
Please don't do that. That's really weird. That would be awkward.
Please do.
Like, no, please don't do that. I won't even know how to respond to that. It's like, you think it's hard to get off lunch break. I don't know how to respond to that. Like, it's weird.
Just laugh. And I don't know either, but that's a Jay problem. Meredith problem. So thanks for joining us for lunch break day. Thanks for being here today and sharing that part of your journey. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.